The home improvement industry is filled with generic brands. Everybody uses red and black, everyone is Apex or First Choice or family name, and everybody has the little roof logo. Now, all of those things on their own are not so bad, but when you combine them, it can look pretty boring. That's why I love getting to work on rebrands. Seeing the before and after is so fun. Our graphic designer Brian does amazing work, but the best part is watching our clients actually get excited about their new logo and colors. Check it out.
When I came across Dmitry, and he described like brands that don't work, and my company name and colors basically fit what he was talking about to the T. Like it was my last name, which is Kizo, which is very hard to spell. My colors were red, like everybody else. So I really felt that I needed to change things. When I would tell people the name of my company, they would have a hard time spelling it. Giving my email out was very difficult at times. Before, I would say I was blending in with everybody else. And now I'm unique. I stand out, and I'm my feeling is it's going to generate a lot of business. So it's still brand new. I just got the van wrapped yesterday. Just got the business cards in. But yeah, I've gotten compliments already. If you want to build a brand and you want to stand out, I would say that Dmitry and his team have all the knowledge necessary. There's a lot to it, and it doesn't come naturally to someone like me. But if you can, everybody needs help. So I think, if you're looking for help, this is the right place.
So we were First Choice Patios, and First Choice Patios is that's the one thing I never liked about it was it's hard to remember. And Dmitry said that immediately. He said it's clean, 10 out of 10, clean. 5 out of 10 for memorability. I said, exactly, because everybody's thinking it's like first class patios, it's best choice, it's first, it's all something else, right? Whereas chillax, you're not going to forget it. So especially once you see our bright colors. I knew I wanted lime green and black. It's just because it was loud. I wanted it to be super loud. But I really like the way Brian told me those are modern colors. So we got to go with more of a modern look. So I've had several clients said they saw the name, we're like, that's different. We're going to call that company.
Our original company name was ADS Construction, and it was my husband's initials. And we went to a educational thing in Nashville and on marketing. And actually in that discussion came up with the name Roof Nurse because my husband's the roofer and I am actually a nurse. And so from that, we had to figure out, well, what do we do with the branding piece of things? Tony came up with, he wanted a like an EKG kind of strip or a heartbeat in it. And we looked at like I Love a Nurse icons and all the different medical things and roofing things, and we just contacted through Roofing Insights, got connected with Brian and shared with him what we were kind of looking for, and he asked us for some examples. So we screenshotted some things we had seen throughout on the internet, and then he took it from there to create what we have today. We think he came up with a phenomenal logo. We've gotten lots of compliments on it. It's everybody talks about how unique it is. As a blessing, we've only had one phone call in the year and a half, 2 years that we've used it, of somebody asking a nursing question.
The old brand, it blended in with the crowd. It felt like we were just like every other company. There was nothing different about us. And with the new brand, we've had it for not even a month now, and like just the engagement online is crazy compared to what it was. It's really cool to see like all these little kids super interested in it, because when I was a kid, like construction's boring. Nobody likes hiring a contractor, and just to see little kids super curious about the logo and about the hats, it's cool to see. I feel like it brings just a little bit of a different culture to our companies. The whole Roofing Insights crew is awesome. I've learned a lot, not even just through the rebrand, but just through their marketing programs. if you're going to do what they tell you to do, you're going to get good results. It's just the doing it. You can't just pay someone and expect it to be perfect. If you put in the work and do what they recommend, you're going to get results. It's a no-brainer.
I was talking to Dmitry a little bit over the years because I'd known him for quite a while, and he had told me lots of times, he's like, you need to change your name. The name you have is boring and, it's forgettable. And so it took him a while to convince me, but I bought a new truck a few years ago, and it was a white Dodge Ram. And my daughter, youngest daughter, was probably 5 at the time. And so she nicknamed my truck the Yeti. And so she got me like this little stuffed animal thing that had like a key ring on it. So I hung it in my truck. And so one day I was just kind of driving along, thinking about changing the name and doing the rebrand. And I seen that little thing like swinging from the grab handle. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. Yeti Roofing. Before it was super boring. The name was boring. The logo looked like everybody else's, it had the little roof silhouettes on it. And it was just, no comparison at all. It's one of the best things that I've done in my business ever was rebranding. I'm absolutely in love with my brand now. We get a lot of comments on, the logo, the name. A lot of customers will ask me because it's kind of a unique name. They'll say, hey, how did you come up with that name? So it kind of gives me an opportunity to visit with them a little bit more and makes it a little bit more memorable. We've got a mascot now that we are using for some marketing stuff. I actually went online and ordered a custom cookie cutter that's just like the silhouette. And so now we get cookies made up that look like the foot. Yeah, just so many cool different things that we're able to do now that just wouldn't have been possible with the old name and logo.
What was important to me was, although I've been in construction forever, I lived in 2 different states, Massachusetts, North Carolina. So everybody knew me in Massachusetts, but I'm fairly new here. So I wanted to create an image of a brand that's been around for a while. What I liked especially was the logo is in an orange, which I like. It stands out. But it was always on white, and so it didn't pop. And so Brian just integrated the navy blue, and I was like, wow, that color looks fantastic together. It just works so well. I've met with several clients. I have the sales folder, I have the business card, truck, everything, uniforms on the navy blue, and everything is just one package. It's a done deal. I mean, it's people feel good when they see a good, organized, sophisticated company. I think the most important thing is the barrier to entry is very minimal. I'm very conservative when it comes to spending money. I'm not going to spend 30 grand to then feel I'm behind. Now I have to earn 30 grand to get my money back. I like to kind of pay as I go and build and build. So the barrier of entry was a no-brainer. So even if you don't go and print a whole bunch of sales folders right away, you have it. So when you're ready, you just send the PDF to the printer. So you can do all these things in stages. Same with uniforms. You can start with just hats or just t-shirts, but then you just take that and send it out when you want to do hoodies or coats. So that's the biggest thing, is you can really come out with just literally hundreds instead of thousands to have a company that looks like it's been around for 20 years, that looks very modern, updated, and legitimate.
Before the rebrand, we were GJ contracting. The issue with that was I didn't even know what it meant. I felt like we looked like every other company because literally in my town, I probably pass 2 or 3 other companies with the same name or a very similar name, and it just wasn't eye-catching. They didn't stand out, and also contracting in the name, it just it made us get calls, not just for roofing, but for, oh, I want to get my floor done, I wanted to do painting, and we just have to tell them we don't do that. So I did research on it, and one of the things I found was customers are more inclined to hire contractors that worked within a family-owned environment. So, Fern Family Roofing, there's literally family in the name, and then my last name is Fernandez, so Fern is basically for short. So we put roofing in the name, and we look different than everybody else. The one thing that starting out, it definitely helped a lot was the truck wrap. So Brian, he designed the truck wrap for all of our vehicles. We spent a lot of money going into it, but we wrapped everything, and it stood out, and it just made it look different, and people would turn heads. So being honest, going in, I wanted to do like hot pink or like neon yellow. I wanted to do something really aggressive, but then kind of talking to him and then just looking at it myself, I kind of agreed where it's a little too out there and it just wouldn't mesh well. So then we settled on like the more neutral colors, but I think it's worked out, honestly. In the last year, our quality of jobs has improved, but as well as the volume of leads.
If you're ready to take the next step or even just thinking about it, schedule a call with me and let's talk about your rebrand.